Hey, what is up guys? I'm Ironiq, back with another video. In this video, I will be surviving 600 days on my hardcore world. Nope, this did happen before 1.17 came out, just saying. It's been a few months since my last video, so here's a reminder on what I did in 500 days. I made a gold beacon. I then built a big doghouse and bred lots and lots of dogs. And with those dogs, I defeated a wither. But sadly, none of the dogs actually survived. And last but not least, I defeated a raid. Now they are all caught up, here's what I want to accomplish in 600 days. The main thing I want to accomplish is build lots and lots around my base. The second thing I want to accomplish is to collect a lot more ancient debris. Now, let's get right into the 600 days. Day 501, I immediately started the day by saying hi to Saber and Houdini because it's been a while since I've seen them. I then went and slaughtered a ton of cows to get some food. I noticed my bow was low on durability, so I repaired it to full. I then went to say hi to the horses, Ironiq Jr., Rapidash, and follow me on Twitter at aka Ironiq. Bit of a weird name for a horse, but hey, you should definitely listen to it. Next, I grabbed a bunch of gunpowder and paper and made a ton of rockets. Day 502, I went to the spruce forest and began collecting lots and lots of spruce wood. I spent the whole day doing this, and once it started turning night, I headed back home to sleep. Day 503, I did the exact same thing as the day before, cutting down lots and lots of spruce trees. Before it got night, I again headed back home to sleep because mobs that spawn at night kind of scare me, I'm not gonna lie. So I'll avoid them at all costs. Day 504, I began marking out the skyscraper I am going to be building around the creeper farm. And let's just say it's going to be pretty dang tall. Day 505 was much of the same, as I continued building the pillars. Once all the pillars were built, I began marking out the roof, but while doing so, I noticed I placed one of the pillars wrong, so I had to destroy it and build a new one. Day 506, I continued building the roof. While waiting for more cobblestone to smelt, I began marking out another skyscraper because everything's got to be symmetrical. Finally, on day 508, the roof of the first skyscraper was done. Day 509, I continued marking out the second skyscraper. I quickly ran out of spruce logs, so I started marking out the roof. Day 510, I went to gather more spruce wood, and with that spruce wood, I was able to finish off all the pillars on day 511. I then flew far out and began strip mining for cobblestone. Day 512, I had a full inventory, so I headed back to base. When I got back to base, I immediately put all my cobblestone into the smelter. Day 513, I realized I was gonna need a ton more cobblestone, and strip mining was just gonna take way too long. So I instead began building a cobblestone generator. This way I could just sit there and gather lots and lots of cobblestone. Once it was built, I began collecting cobblestone. Day 517, I was done. I then headed to the auto smelter to collect all the stone that I smelted. I turned all the stone into stone bricks, then went up to the second skyscraper to finish the roof. Day 518, I headed to the desert to collect lots and lots of sand. After a whole day of collecting sand, it began to turn night. So I started heading home. I arrived home and immediately slept. Day 519, I began building the walls for the first skyscraper. I started with cobblestone and I'm eventually going to be transitioning it into stone brick once we get higher up. After a whole day of placing the walls, I was completely out of cobblestone yet again. So on day 520, I headed back to the cobblestone generator to collect a lot more cobblestone. By day 521, I had a good amount, but it was night, so I went to go sleep right away. Day 522, I used all the cobblestone I gathered to continue to build the wall of the skyscraper. Even though I had so much cobblestone, I quickly ran out and it didn't even look like I built anything. We still had a ton more to build. Day 523, I went to the inn to repair all my tools. Once everything was repaired, I headed back to base and went right back to collecting lots of cobblestone. Day 526, I continued building the wall of the skyscraper. Once I placed all of the cobblestone in my inventory, I headed back to the desert to collect even more sand. After a whole day of collecting sand, it began turning night. But instead of heading home to sleep, I actually just brought a bed with me this time, so I was able to sleep right away. Day 527 was much of the same as I continued to collect sand for the whole day. Day 528, I collected sand for a little bit longer, but quickly headed home back to base. Once I got back to base, I went up to the creeper farm to AFK. Day 531, I was done AFKing and headed down to collect all the gunpowder. Day 532, I gathered all the sand and gunpowder I had collected and began making lots of TNT. I then headed to the nether to begin collecting some ancient debris. After lots and lots of blowing TNT up and collecting ancient debris later, on day 534, I ran out of food, so I had to head back to base to get some more. I was also very close to dying. Day 535, I spent the whole day chopping down oak trees. Day 536, I began taking down all the beacons. Day 537 was much of the same as I continued to destroy the beacons, and by day 538, they were all gone. I then began marking out an entrance in the wall and connecting the path up to it. Once that was done, I began building the beacon holders for the beacons, obviously. By day 540, both beacons were finished, and they looked good. Day 541, I finished off the pathway, and once I finished that, I finished the entrance as well. Day 542, I began marking out the towers on top of the wall, but I needed a lot more spruce wood, so I went to go collect some more. I spent 2 full days collecting wood, and by day 545, my inventory was full. I then headed back to base. Day 546, I continued marking out the towers at the front of the base. Once the outline was done, I began filling it in with stone brick. Day 547, I headed to the inn to repair all my tools. Once everything was repaired, I headed back to base and immediately went to the cobblestone generator to collect lots more cobblestone. By day 550, I was done, and I immediately headed inside to sleep. Day 551, I looked at the towers I built, and I didn't like how tall they were, so I began making them shorter. By day 553, the towers were done, but I still didn't like how tall they were, even though I just shortened them. So I began shortening them even more. After a lot of work, I finally had it the height I wanted it on day 555. I also began marking out the other towers around the wall. After lots of work on the towers, I yet again needed even more cobblestone. So I went to the cobblestone generator to get some on day 559. But before doing so, I decided to upgrade the collection system of the cobblestone generator. So instead of going straight into my inventory, I got a hopper and a chest, so now it goes straight into the chest, which makes it a lot easier. I then sat there and mined cobblestone until day 565. Day 566, I headed back to the end to repair all my tools and armor once again. Once everything was repaired, I headed back to base. I arrived home and guess what I did? I went right back to the cobblestone generator to collect even more cobblestone. And you may think, well, this is getting very repetitive. And well, you're right, because I need so much frickin' cobblestone. I don't even think you guys realize how much cobblestone I need. I collected cobblestone until day 569, lol. I then used the cobblestone I collected to continue building up the skyscraper. Day 570, I began building stone brick part of the skyscraper. Lots of block placing later, on day 571, I was completely out of stone brick and cobblestone, and it may seem like I've barely even done anything on the skyscraper. I mean, I've only finished like these 2 little sections of it. This building is so dang big that it uses a ton of resources, even though it doesn't seem like it. So yeah, yet again, I had to go to the cobblestone generator to collect even more cobblestone. I mined cobblestone until day 579. Day 580, I continued working on the skyscraper, and with all that cobblestone I collected, I wasn't even able to finish off one section of it. The next thing I did was rebuild all the towers because I didn't like how they looked. I wanted them to look just like the ones in the front gate. While doing so, my pick got very low on durability, so I yet again headed to the end to repair it on day 584. Once it was repaired, I headed back home. Day 585, I continued fixing the towers. Lots of building later on day 587, all the towers were fixed, and it looked pretty dang good. To finish off the day, I went back up to the skyscraper to place the rest of the stone brick I had. Day 588, I began marking out 2 more towers because I felt like it was a bit empty still. Day 589, I began filling in the towers with stone brick. Day 590, I finished off the towers by placing a roof on them. And as I said before, it looked pretty dang cool. but there was something still missing: windows. So on day 591, that's exactly what I began doing. I used some of the stone brick I got from the towers to continue building up the skyscraper. Day 594, I continued building the windows on the towers. By day 597, all of the windows of the towers were done. I then went back up to the skyscraper to yet again place all the rest of the stone brick I'd collected from the towers. For the next 2 days, I went around my base adding a few more details to the place. Day 599, I used the rest of the stone brick I had to build up the skyscraper just a little more. And just like that, it was day 600. We did it. We survived a total of 600 days in hardcore Minecraft. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know how you guys think I did, and also let me know what you guys want to see me do in 700 days. I mean, 1.17 did come out, so maybe we do some stuff with that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit my bell to keep notified on my channel. We are so close to hitting 100K, so if you could help me get there, I would appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.